Hello! So, scarily enough, it is halfway through June now, which means that it is about time for my mid-year wrap-up. So at the start of this year, I basically said that I wasn't doing challenges this year. For the past 2 years, I've done quite stringent challenges without really realising it. And they were really good because they expanded my reading quite a lot, but I decided this year that I was going to strip that completely back. The only thing that I was going to do this year was to read one book a month, which I hadn't heard about on BookTube, to kind of expand my reading and also hopefully expand some other people's as well. I have done that. I haven't failed on that in any month. I've also been doing individual reviews for those books, and I have a playlist down below. I didn't start that straight away, so there's not all the books that I've read for this challenge in there, but I think I started it in like February, so you know, there's only 1 or 2 that I haven't put in there, but otherwise I've been doing individual reviews, and I'm really glad that I made the choice to do this. I'm really enjoying it, and it's also making me pick up books that have been on my shelf for a long time that I perhaps wouldn't have been inclined to pick up otherwise. So I'm actually finding now that I'm getting to the point where I kind of run out of books on my bookshelf that I think would suit the series, which is what I wanted, because what I ultimately hoped for this series was that I would be able to then go into a bookshop and just pick up a book that I hadn't heard anything about and explore that way. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to doing. At the moment I've still got probably 2 or 3 books on my shelf that are suitable for the series, but after that I will be going out and delving into bookshops and trying to pick out some lesser known books which I'm really excited about. So that's been going really well, and I think what I've enjoyed most about that series is people's reactions. It's kind of risky, I think. On BookTube there is that trap of you either talk about books that everybody's talking about and that everybody's aware of, and obviously people are more inclined to click on a video of a book that is on their radar. So there was a risk in doing this series that people would kind of not bother to click on those reviews, but actually in terms of individual reviews they've done really, really well, and so many of you have commented and left lovely comments saying that it's really refreshing to hear about new books, and to hear people talking about things that other people aren't necessarily talking about. So that's been really lovely, and as I say, the feedback has been far the best thing. But I've also read some fantastic books. I think probably my favourite so far was The Flame Alphabet by Ben Marcus, which I read last month. I think I thoroughly enjoyed that book. So yeah, that's been going really well. As I say, that was my only real challenge. What I also wanted to do this year was still keep up some of the habits from the other challenges. So previous challenges that I had were to read a library book a month. I didn't want to have a library book out every month because it was just too much, but I did want to keep using the library, so I said that I was going to make sure I always had a library book out, which I have been doing. Admittedly, I haven't been reading as many library books as I would like. I think as it stands I've only read 2 this year, and obviously it's midway through the year, so that's not amazing. But I'm finding that I'm really enjoying not having that pressure. So like, there was one time where I got out a book which was a Sebastian Faulks book, and it was on my shelf for ages. I kept renewing it, and then I picked it up, read the first page and realised that I just really wasn't interested in reading it, and because I didn't have a challenge I could just take it back and got something that interested me more. So I'm finding that I'm still enjoying using the library. I would like to be reading more library books in an ideal world, but I'm glad that I put that challenge to the side, and I think ultimately I still will be a steady user of the library, but I certainly won't be forcing myself into reading library books when I have so many on my shelf already. Then I also had previous challenges which to read 1 short story collection a month and 1 non-fiction a month. Admittedly I have been pretty poor with these. Short story collections especially, I don't think I've read a full short story collection since probably about March, so that's not been going great, and I kind of have found that my experience of reading short stories has definitely changed. Whereas before I was seeking out short stories and really enjoying the experience of reading short stories and writing them as well, I find that they've just completely fallen off my radar recently, and I am missing short stories and missing that passion for short stories, and also missing that desire to write them, because even though I'm focusing at the moment on a novel, it would be nice sometimes to sit down and just write a short story, because they are such a different thing, and I think short stories are fantastic for really honing your craft and really getting concise and poetic with your writing as well. So I would like to get back into short stories, and I am needing to pick up some collections soon, and also non-fictions I haven't done as well with, but then I'm not that fussed about that because there's not really any non-fictions at the moment that I'm desperate to read. I think if there were, I would definitely be picking them up, but I haven't really got many non-fictions on my shelf at the moment, so I'm not overly gutted about that, although I would like to delve into non-fiction a little bit more again. So all in all, I'm really happy with the way that things are going this year. I think, as I say, my challenge to read one non-booktube book a month is fantastic, and I think that's something that I will definitely be taking forward with me. And yeah, hopefully the rest of the year will go well. I also hope that I can start reading more short stories and more library books for the next half of the year, but we shall see. As I say, I'm not going to overly beat myself up because it feels quite nice at the moment to be clearing off my shelves the way that I should be. So yeah, that's everything. Please let me know down below how your goals and resolutions are going, if you set yourself any, or if you intend to set yourself any for the second half of the year, and I will see you next time. Bye.